All right. I think I got it set up. It looks good. I did it. Hello, friends. Good morning. I'm gonna start with the hello, hello. Y'all know me too well. How do I hide this? There we go, reactions. Just hanging out this morning. Got my matcha. I stopped drinking coffee. Let me turn the music down. The complaint last time was the music was too loud, so. And it was, when I rewatched the stream, it was a little loud. How's everyone doing? Today's a special stream since I'm editing content that was created with Quinn Photography in the chat. Do you feel better? I think I do, actually. I can tell with the matcha that I don't have like a caffeine crash like I would when on coffee. Like with coffee, if I didn't drink coffee for like half a day, I had headaches and stuff. Matcha, I'm usually good without it. And it's nice. We got London in the house. Yeah, no, it was cool. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I recently, actually the last stream I did, Quinn Photography, who's in the chat now, was talking about a style shoot she had going on, and it wasn't too far from me, so I just popped up in there and went to the style shoot. It was a good time. So what we're going to be doing today is I need to go ahead and edit some of these photos because I want to make a video of the live stream. Wow. A video of the style shoot. But the hardest part about producing any BTS videos that I do is that I have to also edit the photos. And sometimes that takes forever. So I figured today y'all can hang out with me while I kind of edit a bit and also just Q&A and stuff like that, kind of see my process. What will be good to watch about this editing is that when we did the ceremony, it was like inside a barn, and it was kind of honestly white balance hell. I was able to pull off some of the photos pretty well, but yeah, it's rough. So if y'all want to see me struggle with white balance and maybe ask some questions about that too, let me see if I can pull up. I'll pull up some of the stuff I've already edited just so y'all can kind of see the vibe from the shoot. Aside from me trying to skip certain parts because I was so excited. Playing Overwatch. I'll edit later. Nice. Who do you main in Overwatch? I haven't played Overwatch in so long. Honestly, I can't even remember the character's name. Nice. I usually play, what's his name? Lucio? What's his name? I can't remember no one's name. I'm the worst. What's his name? Y'all help me out. I forgot everyone's names. Oh yeah, Lucio, right? Lucio was my bro. I love playing support. Support is honestly kind of my personal, like, that's how I operate as a person. So it made sense for me. Also, I liked his character because he was very much like me. Like, I majored in music production and sound design. So this bro was like a DJ and stuff and a music head. I was like, bro, he's me. I used to have my like locks and I would wear them up like that. I was like, he's me. Some of this stuff I've already edited, so I did like a little preview and stuff. This is not edited. The nice thing too is I shot this all with the GFX 102. So these photos, they look great. I'm interested to see how you edit the couple and facing each other during the getting married portion. Got photos of the sign. Yeah, I handled the whole day like it was a wedding, basically. So I have a good array of coverage. I'm sure the venue and the property managers and stuff will love it. Flex on him, John. Self-identifying with Overwatch character. I mean, everyone does it, right? Y'all about to make me pull out Overwatch again and start trying to play. How's Overwatch 2? Is it like worth? Or should I just like, oh, the audio's peaking? Thank you. Should I just go back to old Overwatch? 5K, the GFX 102 is like 8K. So I had to fix this photo. Actually, let me get that out of the 5-star. Six v6 to 5v5. Oh, nice. Greetings from the Netherlands. Welcome to the stream. So I still gotta edit this one. You see there's a lot of stuff I have to remove here. Tripods and stuff. This is all of our stuff in the bag. It should be easy to move though, because it's all like in the bokeh and just blurry, so. But yeah, let me not spend too much time. Look, I had to fix this photo because I missed focus. Like, it was such a good photo, but I missed the focus. So I pulled them as a couple from a different photo and was able to like finagle it in there for the focus. So it took me like 30 minutes. That was the worst. That 3D pop, that medium format sensor. So I'm thinking normally I would cull and then I would edit, but I might cull and edit at the same time. I'm thinking. Because even like these photos I just did, I can just sync these settings real quick. I'm going to edit it more like I would be editing if I was trying to edit. So I may go a little fast. If y'all have any questions about anything, please let me know. I'm so happy the dress worked out. I had to stitch it. The dress worked well too. It really fit on her. Uh-oh, Lightroom. You good? Lightroom? Lightroom? Uh-oh. What happened? What is the problem here? Bro, seriously? Okay, hold on. Let's quit Lightroom and open it back up. I need to get better with the shortcuts in Lightroom. Yeah, I know a fair bit of them, but I personally, even myself, don't use them too often. Do you smooth things out like undergarments in dress? Like in the pictures themselves? I try to if I can. Everything's still selected the way it was? Is it? Okay, it's back. I don't know what that was. So for the most part, especially when I'm copying settings, it's just a really quick copy the settings from one and then double check to make sure all the rest of them are fine. Since this stuff is for a venue, we are going to be a little bit extra and do stuff like remove this sign. May as well, because we can nowadays. It's much easier. How's the music, y'all? Is it too loud? Last time the music was too loud. There we go. Some EDM. Yep, I got some shots of the venue. Both horizontal and vertical. I got some shots of the cows. Which, since we have such large files, I can pop in like this. And it's not even a problem. Oh yeah, these raw files. GFX raw files are absolutely ridiculous. I usually apply the landscape picture profile to my wedding images just to make it pop. I feel like sometimes it's too much, but I really do like the outcome. Do you recommend the landscape picture profile? Are you talking about up here? Oh yeah. I mean, I just usually leave mine on Adobe Standard. Let's do these real quick. And this is my normal process. Straighten up the photo. And then white balance. So it's straighten the photo, apply the preset, white balance, and then any other changes you want to make. So I saved the sky there just a little bit. And this is pretty good right there. So before and after, just like something real quick. Magenta man. But yeah, the GFX files have so much range to them. So much range. And then now that I've done this one, I'm gonna get all the other 5-star ones I did and sync those settings. Bring this over here. I've been seeing a lot of negative things said about Adobe and many other photo editing software being recommended. Do you have any advice on the subject? I mean, I don't know what's totally going on with Adobe, but I will say I'm not a fan of just the way that they're handling everything. I haven't read the terms of conditions myself. I know that's kind of the big thing right now. And I think we all should get better about not like throwing our hands up mad about something if we haven't looked into it ourselves. Just like hearsay. Because at that point, it's like playing telephone, right? Like you don't even know if what you're getting mad about is actually the thing because you just barely heard it from someone else. But on that note, I mean, Adobe has always been kind of janky, really. I don't know a time when they weren't. So it's more so just making sure that you like the program enough and you're not spending all your money and not getting like the support you need. Maybe I will cull it first. I usually cull pretty fast. Honestly, it'll make the whole editing process go much faster if I go ahead and just cull it. So let me not play with myself. It's also, it's not a whole wedding. So like I should be able to get through this. Wait, I did that one already. If y'all were ever wondering, this is pretty much how I cull. There's not a lot of thought about it. Like you don't have to sit around thinking for 50 years. It's really just like the moment you see the picture and it works for you, go ahead and just cull it. Also too, you already shot the thing, right? So you should have a decent idea of what photos you wanted. At least that's how I shoot. One thing you should try to get better at is not just taking pictures without thinking about what you're taking, if you get what I'm saying. Like that's the whole spray and pray. Like some people really just like, you're not really thinking about what it is. I like that one better. You're just kind of like taking photos. Like you should be really out there like thinking about it. And so when you get back home to cull, you're pretty much already going to be like, okay, great. I knew what I took and I have an idea of what I want. And so because of that, it should be much easier to pick through your photos. I personally, I'm not a big fan of AI culling. AI editing is awesome, but culling it's just not there yet. It'd be missing too much sometimes. I'm curious why these GFX photos... Oh no, because I changed my shutter. Okay, I was about to be like, I thought it just changed by itself. What are the hotkeys you're using to cull? So I'm using left and right on the keyboard. So it's just like the left and right keys. And then I'm using 5 to 5-star it. And that's what makes it quick for me too. Is because I can go ahead and make quick decisions. Why am I changing my settings like that? And I'm sure y'all can hear me on the keyboard clicking away. I took some really wide ones of the space. While John calls, I wanted to pick y'all's brain. How do y'all deal with the client that asks to not share images on social media after the fact? Oh, you didn't bring it up during the booking process? That's the worst. Because yeah, normally I charge for that. Doing it after the fact though, I don't even know the best process. Took the high road and decided not to post, which I mean, yeah, that makes the most sense. I never had that happen to me because I do include it in the contract. I'll use the pictures for marketing. That's true. And I mean, like, even my contract, I do the same thing. Like, it's in there that I can use the photos for marketing. But I mean, if a couple asked me, I probably would not post. It would just suck. Because especially, it's happened to me multiple times. One of my couples, they had paid, but it was like my ideal couple. And like the photos were beautiful. And it was at a venue that I wanted to start trying to book more often. But they wanted an NDA on their photos and I couldn't post it. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, this is everything I could have wanted, but I can't post nothing. GFX files are great because I don't have to worry about, oh my goodness. Who did it select for the shadow save? Oh, it got him. Wow, great job. Can't see it. All right, so we're shadow saving him. And then, yeah, this, oh my God, this white balance. So first off, the shadows are too much. We're gonna suck all this yellow out. I'm also gonna turn the orange down a tad. We actually have to turn the magenta down. There's just so much orange and red. It's just like so much. What else did I do? I ended up changing the orange hue and the red hue just a bit. Gonna have to remove all that gear in the back. Yep. They did in fact ask nicely that it wasn't like they were rude. Yeah. And I mean, if the couple's like nice about it after the fact, you know, for me, I'm kind of like, okay. You know, it's not ideal for me, but they weren't being lame about it, so. I would recommend sending them some shots you wish to share, maybe choosing. Oh yeah, like asking them like, can I at least share like this 1 or 2 photos? There we go, y'all. That was my white balance. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Here's the before and after. I mean, the Fuji files by themselves are nice. Natural feels. Let's get back to more culling. We got Australia in the house. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, the biggest thing here, y'all, is still telling a story. So even though this is a styled shoot, and this couple, they're actually married, and they just had like a smaller courthouse wedding. So this for them was kind of like their time to have nice pictures, which was cool. These I always black and white. You need to approach everything you shoot, especially if you're doing styled shoots to try and get more work. You need to approach shooting it like you would a wedding. Because even if you took everything that I 5-starred and you put it together, you'll really see that, like, you almost cannot tell that it was a styled shoot. And that's what we want. We don't want it to be obviously like, oh yeah, this is just a styled shoot, you know. All the conditions were perfect and nah. Would you be able to avoid some of the heightened orange by shooting like 3000? Probably, because you'd be able to pull it back with everything being extra orange in camera. Talking about you. Not at all. But see, the nice thing is, yeah, I was able to get shots like this, which you wouldn't be able to do that at an actual wedding. Maybe. I mean, if you had a 70-200, you possibly could pull that off. Oh, why did I shoot these so bright? There we go. This is also black and white. I always black and white these, and I usually punch in on them like this. I love the GFX so much, y'all. Being able to just be like, oh yeah, this is normally how I shoot it, but I didn't have a long enough lens. There's our first kiss. This one is better. That one's good. This one's artsy, but the angle's off. That's nice. Oh no, baby. Look at that. I missed all those. The ring shots are so good. I always get nervous for these. I push up real close to the wedding and take mine. I think I 5-starred one of these already. Yeah, that was it there. Oops. No. Okay, here's a great question for y'all. So I took this shot multiple different ways. I took it with a close lens, so this was my 80, which is more like a 60, so like a 50, let's say. What happened? Oh, I switched pictures. And then I also took it with my 23, which were like these. And I'm curious, this particular shot I don't like. The veil wasn't doing what I wanted it to. But I'm like curious to know, I wonder if couples, like which one couples would like better. Like one where you can see the background trees and stuff. Oh, this one's better. Why don't I? Oh, I have this one. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious. Missing some birds. Love your content. Thank you for sharing and being a great educator. Thank you so much. At any time did you use on-camera flash? I did. So when I was in the ceremony, I used some flash, but it was just a little bit. So like it wasn't a whole bunch that would like fill the room up with flash and stuff. I always ask myself using the XT5 without autofocus, how is that? I mean, I don't mind it. These are all GFX photos, but I rarely use continuous autofocus. The right side is the best. They're both basically the same. I mean, the problem with this photo is he has his nose smashed. Some I missed out on the sale you had going for that lighting class. I do. I still have my monthly stuff too. You could always join that if you wanted to. Yeah, the couple will probably be happy regardless. I'm just always curious what like people think, you know, like just general wedding couples. I felt kind of rushed during the bridal portraits. I don't feel like I got what I wanted, honestly. I don't know if I wanted to move her to a different spot or what. So this is a good representation. People always ask about the GFX 102 and like its autofocus. These walking shots are great. A great way to see how the autofocus does. Now, I was shooting wide open at 1.7, which was probably not the best choice. So some of these photos, it's not that the camera missed focus, it's just so open. See, like these are all fine. But once they start getting closer to me, and I'm probably too close for the focusing too, it starts struggling a little bit. I would say out of 10 shots, you're getting like 7 to 8 that are gonna hit. Which, for me, is fine. I know a lot of people, they'll be like, whoa, that's not good enough for me. But it's like, I don't know. In my opinion, like, if you have to take that many shots and you need absolutely every single one to be, like, perfect, I don't know. Is this the 80? So good. I should have tried. I didn't notice how much he was squashing his face into her all the time. I thought I... Where's the other one? Oh yeah. So I took this one and I made it a landscape photo. So that's all AI filling in the trees. It's ridiculous how good it is. John said he loved those trees too. So I was not the only one. Texas could never with these greens. Greens are such a, like, you gotta work with them too. We ended up going to the, yeah, the trees that were not in the shade were what I wanted. And even the way that I had to AI this is what the other trees would have looked more like anyway. But I talk about this a lot, being able to take things out of context. So shooting it on like this wide, or shooting it tight like I did at first from the corner, like this, it still makes it look like it's those other trees. And that's really the biggest thing to remember as a photographer. It's like, things don't have to totally be perfect for you all the time. You can make it work. Like, it's possible. Even this, right? This was only 2 tables, but I tried to shoot it at least so it looked like maybe there could have been more or something. Like, you do what you can to make things work. Those are my typical shots. You do straightforward wide, straightforward tight, vertical tight, and then from an angle tight as well. Oh, this made its way in here? Get out of here. I hate that Lightroom will like import. I like this one better. I hate that Lightroom will import videos now, because I usually come home with like video and photo on the same SD cards, because I'll hybrid shoot stuff. Oh, that one's better. And Lightroom will just be like, great, I'll import everything. And I'm like, please don't. Yeah, like this. This was me testing my flash. Quinn Photography with the Loom Cube. I just have your voice replaying that same message in my head when I'm at weddings. Yeah, it's the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for me is like, just let's figure out how I can take this out of context and think about it from my camera's view, not from what I think I see. On PC, you can hold Alt when importing in Lightroom, and you can choose not to import video. Ooh, that means you probably can do it on Mac too. Would it be Alt? I would assume it would be Option then. I'm about to do my first wedding shoot. Thanks for your inspiration. Awesome. So here's the smiling photo, and then the cut. So see, Quinn, this is what I was talking about. These photos are still kind of dark, but like, they're usable. Like, I don't need the flash to be the most perfect in the whole world. Because I know a lot of photographers, they're concerned about their ISO and stuff. And a lot of times, this is like older school type photographers. You know, on the very like, you have to always shoot at ISO 100 and never anything else. With that standpoint, they're more concerned about lighting up everything so they can keep their ISO as low, whereas I would raise my ISO some and be okay with the photo being a little dark because I know I can fix it in post a bit. So again, they may not be the best approach in the world, but it's also not bad at all. Here goes some more GFX hit rate. And I get it. A lot of wedding photographers, they want to know that, like, you know, 9 out of 10 shots they're going to get. It's medium format, so honestly, I think the GFX performs extremely well given the fact that it's medium format. You just have to really know how to work with it. Since using it at weddings, I have not yet just straight up missed a shot, so I still think it's fine. As y'all can tell, I'm a little picky. Some of the shots I just don't even want, and it's fine. These are fine. Got the venue in the back. You see I panned over there. That's like a website worthy type photo. Made literal roses for the meats. Thoughts on editing out exit signs? Yeah, that's definitely not a dumb. It depends on how blatantly obvious it is. Like if it's just ridiculously in the way, then yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. That's another. I do. I always do that with my wedding guest or my or like my kids in photos. That's like my. I do it all the time, especially when I do reception photos. I always take horizontals and vertical of every detail. This is the same photo. I just cropped in on it because again, GFX with the 102 megapixels. There. That wasn't that bad. Now we can look at our 5 stars and it'll make it go faster for me. This is that power editing. I always hear about people taking like hours and hours to edit and I'm like, how? Like, not saying it takes me 2 seconds, but I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick every photo. I'm gonna do one, it's gonna look good, I'm gonna sync the settings, I'm gonna move on. I don't like that one. These flat lays, yeah. Plus my husband and his gear and my sister. Yeah, he had a lot of gear. That was awesome, actually. Yeah, the Sonys definitely are sharp. I'll give them that. And honestly, again, I'm like, A lot of people love to get into the whole like camera body wars and stuff. I'm very much like, look, if it works for you, that's fine. I don't need to go hunting to figure out which one's the best. As long as you can take good photos, we're all good. Now, the only downside to editing this fast is sometimes you go back and look at your photos after you've like edited and you're like, oh no. You're like, what was I doing? You're cruising through these images. I wish my Lightroom was this fast. Did you build one-to-one previews to make that? Yeah, I am using smart previews, which is probably helping. And mind you, too, these are like 102 megapixel files, so they're not little tiny images. They're kind of huge, actually. I'm on the M1 Max MacBook Pro, and yeah, this thing tanks through stuff. Mind you, too, I'm live streaming at the same time. Now, I do think I put the best graphics in it. I think that's one of the biggest things. But aside from that, like, there's nothing special going on over here. I think, can't you see the size of the photos? Doesn't it show you? I mean, look at these dimensions. 11,000 by 8,000. It's crazy. There's no file size, it looks like. Oh yeah, 60 megs of pop. That's actually not so bad. Everyone always, they think that GFX files are like a gig a piece or something crazy like that. This one needs to get cropped in a bit. Are you shooting with SD cards or CF Express? GFX2, the GFX 102 uses both. I haven't gotten good sleep since Thursday. That's not good. You need to sleep. So yeah, the detail shots, they're gonna go fast. The people shots are where it's gonna start slowing down. Oops, that ain't it. Pull that orange back some. Cool the room down a bit. Pull out some yellow just a tad. Pull those shadows down. Yeah, and that's pretty good right there. It's maybe a little hot. I might turn it down a bit. Stay at home mom, we know. And sometimes them kids just don't sleep. It's the worst. So I should be able to hit at least these photos. Well, this one all black and white. Okay, so I think I'm gonna raise the highlights a bit and drop this down some. Same here. We need to straighten this off. That's not straight, Lightroom. I hate how sometimes Lightroom prioritizes not losing parts of the photo versus just straightening everything. So one reason I'm bringing the highlights up is when they're too crunched, they start making whites look a little blue, which it's gonna do, but I try my best to not have it do that too much. Is it really not a big deal to have shadows on the face? I don't think so. I've been struggling, honestly, with allowing my photos to have shadows. I mean, yeah, I love the shadows. It honestly, a lot of it too depends on who you talk to. Some people are extra about that stuff. I think all of this shadowing looks great. This like side shit, this looks great. But again, these are more like moody photos. I tried to do this and it didn't really work the way I wanted it to. I'll probably just black and white it. Yeah. I might be able to copy the settings even from them other photos. Because yeah, most of this... Oh wait, this one's edited. We'll use that one better. It's closer to what it was. So earlier we were talking about exit signs. So like this one, I already took it out of this one. But yeah, the exit sign in these photos are annoying. So I would definitely get rid of it. Yeah, like this. That's just a buzzkill. It's just like there. Just so ugly. Any reason for straightening and transform versus doing it in the crop tool? I think it's quicker. Is it quicker? Oh yeah, no. There's no reason. I guess the main reason would be the fact that I first let Lightroom try and I do level and then I do it myself. Also, sometimes I end up wanting to do more. So I'll like deal with the vertical and stuff as well. So I think that's why I do it. I don't, can you do that in crop? Yeah, you have like less control in crop. This, you know, you can do vertical, you can do horizontal. There's like a lot you can do. So to me, it makes more sense to straighten here because sometimes I'm not just straightening, I'm doing other things. It's more rare, but sometimes I do find myself having to deal with the vertical and horizontal. And it's just a lot easier to go ahead and do it all together than doing it in crop. I also don't crop much. Oops, I just messed up all that. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, I like rarely crop. Y'all are seeing me crop here, but that's mainly because I have like 102 megapixel files that I can just like do whatever I feel like to. But I'm not really cropping that often. So I already have my black and white of this one. These are shots that I normally black and white. But I'll throw a color one in there just for fun sauce. And again, we have to eat the yellow, get rid of some of this orange, cool it down a tad. Here's our before and after there too. True to color, bright and moody. Or sepia? No, I've seen brides claim that if photographers are going to charge an arm and a leg, they need to edit signs and stuff out. Oh, really? I mean, I don't know. People have so many opinions about an arm and a leg, and I don't know. At the end of the day, like, you're gonna pay for what you want, so sitting around being extra about the little things like that, I don't know. Also, too, people will sit there and say that, but then they'll, like, be mad at you during the wedding day if you're trying to tell them, like, oh, hey, we need to go here because it's going to be better light, or don't stand there because there's signs above you and whatever. And they're like, we just want to take the photo. We just want to take the photo here. But then turn around and be like, oh, if I'm going to play an arm and a leg, you need to edit out all the signs. It's like me telling you where you need to be for the photos was me dealing with the signs. Like, either you want your photos to be a photo shoot type photo, or you want to just have a good time on your wedding, and some of your photos might have a sign in the back of it. But there's no middle ground, you know? You kind of have to choose your poison, really. Beth in the house! I can't stay long because I'm at work. Well, thanks for coming along for a moment. I'm over here showing folks my power editing, which I have not done in a while because I use Imagine most of the time. But this was me when I didn't use any AI editing. I would just be flying through photos. Especially if I have a chance to be able to sync settings. I want to go ahead and be able to get photos to the vendors too. It's nice to go ahead and have that stuff. Yeah, this will be black and white too. Oops. Look at that dynamic range. Please add. Is it only the 2024 version that has AI? Yes, I believe so. The older versions is not going to have all that in it. I brightened this up too much. Had to step out, just came back. I recently started changing my editing style. Nice. Too much contrast. Yeah, LS, your stuff is nice. Sent over my photos the day before yesterday for a sneak peek. Nice. Recently had one like that. Sunlight. Direct sunlight is so hard to deal with. I'm not a fan. Okay, let me not skip around too much. Yeah, this wood, the color of the wood, I actually have to pull magenta out of my photos, which is unheard of. Okay, let's black and white one of these. And then we'll color on the next one. Goodness, that orange. And then we'll sync the settings here. Hey John, what monitor are you using? This is the BenQ. I can't remember the actual name. It's like the PD. It's an ultra wide BenQ. I might be able to. Y'all get to see how dirty my room is. Can you see it? Yeah. So it's an ultra wide BenQ monitor. It's like 1440p. It's nice. I'm a fan. I've used a bunch of different BenQ monitors. And I love BenQ monitors, but this ultra wide one has my heart. I don't like that one as much. This one's dark, but I feel like I could sync the settings here. I see that some photographers are not sending sneak peeks anymore. What? How? Why? That like doesn't even make any sense. Also, sneak peeks aren't even that hard to put together. Like there's no reason not to do them. Also, too, I don't know about y'all, but I usually come home excited about the photos I took. So because of that, it's pretty easy to make a sneak peek because I'll come home, be excited about the photos, and then, you know, you really can't see the photo the way you envision it in your mind until you're done editing it. So I'll sit down and I'll edit some photos, some of the best photos that I really like, and the next thing you know, oh look, you have 15 photos. That's great for a preview. Like my preview for this, like I did it pretty quickly and it wasn't that big of a deal. What is this? Yeah, 10 photos. Like come on, it's 10 photos. These are the fully edited, finished version. I started using Evoto. So Evoto got the skin smoothing and stuff going on there. Yeah, a lot of photographers do that where they do not send any. I can see why, but on the other hand, some clients find it very unprofessional and it leaves a bad taste. I don't see why not to do previews. Which is why it's important to discuss those things during the consultation. Honestly, maybe I should put that on my website that I do previews. Because I haven't been booking recently and I don't know why. Yeah, right? You like come home. You come home from the session and you're just like, I'm so excited. I took some dope photos and I want to edit them. You know? Who doesn't want to do that? It doesn't even take that long. And so the night before you import and you edit like 5, and then the next day you also go in and edit like another 5 or 10. Then you have like 10 to 15 photos. Like, it's not even that hard. This one is that money. I love when I get a good shot and I'm just like, yes. So yeah, these were my preview photos. This took me a little bit longer because it was just like a styled shoot. So I wasn't rushing like I normally do with a couple. But like I tell my couples that, 48 hours. You'll probably have a preview depending on if I'm traveling or not. Oops. I'm buzzing right after exactly. Like you get home and you're not even gonna go to sleep immediately anyway. Hi John, can you suggest best combo prime lens for APS-C camera for like events? So generally I'm a big fan of like a 23mm and a 35. Those equate to 35 and a 50 full frame. John, Beth needs some birds on the outside of the barn. That tree shot. So good. Photo should be horizontal, not vertical. Wait, what? How many black and whites do y'all do? That's a real good question. I feel like I do a fair amount of black and whites. Woo's in the house. Welcome to the stream. I just meant because clients will complain about the amount of sneak peeks or just the shots you included in them. Oh, really? I've never had that. That would be crazy. To be like, hey, here's a preview of your wedding. And be like, ooh, I don't like these photos. You got some different photos? Word? Y'all can wait for all that. I almost want to pull from this one. Wait, is this the same lens? 80 versus 55. Let's use still the same. Will this one work? It did work. The exposure was just too much. No, it didn't. It didn't work. Start using the Fuji 18 and Viltrox 27 and 75 mainly for my weddings. That sounds good. That's a great setup. Literally every photo, then I go back and cull the ones I don't need. I usually do 10 edited sneak peek images unless I took longer than I usually do to get them out. Then I go ahead and send over 40. Limit on black and whites. Just learned something new from watching the live stream, which I never knew about. New update in Lightroom for object removal. Yeah, it's definitely the newer version of Lightroom is great because the object removal is actually really good. And the fact that you can do it inside of Lightroom instead of having to go to Photoshop is great. And y'all see me, I'm not even trying, right? I'm just like highlighting the thing and clicking on it. The eye removal is so good. Bet they're couples, as you always say, because they won't run into the types of clients. I mean, yeah, that's great. I'm surprised that people would complain about which preview photos. Like, it's a preview, right? It's supposed to just give you an idea of what the day was like. Y'all see how much the colors change based on the exposure? That's something you gotta remember too. When dealing with white balance, your exposure makes a huge difference too. Yeah, I'm gonna black and white this one. So good. Have a nice day, y'all. I have to go. Thanks for hanging out in the stream. Hope you learned a little something. Hope you liked it. UK in the house, welcome to the stream. I did not vet my first couple of the year, and it was a rough few months. Oh, that's rough. And the thing is too, sometimes people may like think like, oh, vetting your couples, that sounds like wrong or something, but like, no, trust me. It's better for the couple too. Like, it's better for everybody. We want to make sure we're all aligned with each other so that everyone's getting the best experience. Birth. I have to jump to. I'm getting barked at. Oh no! Thanks for coming for a second. We'll miss you. Bye bye. Trying to be better about looking at the screen instead of my keyboard. A couple of red flags I overlooked just because I was desperate to get the gear started. Yeah, and that's how stuff is sometimes. Because again, and I've said this before too, red flags doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the couple. It just means you and your business and how you approach things does not align with what they want or what they're thinking about for their wedding day. Everyone always takes red flags as like the couple's crazy, but like that's not necessarily what we're getting at. That didn't work. Let me use these instead. And I get it too, because this year's rough. I just now got a more real inquiry that I'm going to be speaking with later today for a venue that I shoot at very often. So they probably were recommended by the venue, I'm assuming. So hopefully that ends up working out and I finally book another wedding because it's for October. But yeah, I've been filling my time with second shooting and stuff. Okay, we're almost done with this kind of getting ready type section. And then these should be able to sync here. Medium format is so crazy, that depth. Yeah, it's, and I'm not even working with like the full files. Did it sync the settings or did it pull from the, yeah, see it pulled from the, I need to pull from the actual photo. Oh, the actual one's not here because it's a 5-star. I un-5-starred it, yeah. Where are we? I haven't done it this way in forever. Where's my copy settings? It's been so long. I haven't done it like this. Develop settings, copy settings. There. And then now we'll do these two. And we'll develop settings, paste settings. There we go. There we go. Yeah, honestly, every time I shoot with the GFXs, especially two of them at the same time, I'm always just like, my goodness. Like, this is how I want to shoot all the time. It's so good. I think I can sync most of these. They're a little heavy on the orange end, so what I'm gonna do is take this one and then I'll sync again. Not YouTube kicking me out of the app for a moment. Oh no. Okay, I have too much of the same here, so I'm gonna get rid of these two. And I usually like these photos a little bit tighter, so I can just pop in it like that. Oh, look at that resolution. Is it gonna update? I hate, yeah, there it goes. You see every follicle. Is it too much magenta? Is that what's bothering me? It is. All the photos are like extra red. Too much magenta? How can it be? This Lightroom removal is doing really good on this exit sign. But it probably has a bunch of data from everybody removing exit signs. Also, the backdrop is pretty easy to deal with. It's just like wood. Make it Sony green. Sony's really are. They're so green. I don't know why. Why are they so green? Spot remove the piercing hole. Yeah, on that photo, yes. Let's go back and do that. Because especially, again, I'm close to the face and we're looking at 100 megapixels. It's just like blatantly obvious. It's like too much. I think Evoto might be able to do it for me as well. I'll black and white this. I keep clicking the wrong stuff. There. So that was the whole getting ready section. Sometimes I like to go back and select all the photos. This one's a little hot. And I'll do the survey mode like this, just to make sure there's no photos that are like standing out horribly. So yeah, if you never use survey mode, I suggest doing it. So what I actually do is either I'm using dual monitors, or again, I have a widescreen. So with the ultra wide, you click this 2 and you get this extra pop out window like this. And I'll usually have this beside Lightroom. And so I use it at the same time. So in Lightroom, I'm not looking at survey mode. I'm just looking at, you know, the one picture that I'm editing, or I'm looking at the grid, which would be this. And then to the right of that, I have another window that's survey mode. So I can select everything and see. Like right now, these are probably the only two that really stand out. This one's a little bright. And then, yeah, these look very different too. They're probably also too bright. And I'm shooting backlit, which is why. And yeah, overall, everything feels pretty good and cohesive. The colors and the tones are about there. I'm not going to sit there. Some people get really nitpicky about making everything look so perfect, and I can't. I'm a wedding photographer. I don't have time for that. I'm going to make it look good. I'm going to make it look presentable. But I'm not going to sit here and like be like, oh, the oranges are not exactly the same orange. What am I to do? Like, as long as it looks up to par, which again, that's subjective, right? People can, up to par to some people is like perfect all the time. But you gotta learn where to cut your losses. So yeah, that's pretty much the getting ready section. So we have the venue detail section, the getting ready section, all that's pretty much done. I really do be getting in my head about that when I'm pixel. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I try my best not to pixel peep. Because if you start doing it too much, you're gonna get caught up, and it's not ideal. And then you end up wasting more time than actually editing anything. And that's the last thing I'm trying to do. I keep removing this thing on the side. It's just annoying. I like the 77 photo. It looks so great. Oh, you can see the numbers, y'all. I always love when y'all point out certain details, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. 77. I love this shot. One of my first shots, it's on the wall back here behind me. I don't know if y'all can see it. Maybe I can zoom in on it. Let me move my face so it doesn't... Y'all see it up there? Kind of. It's focused on it right now. So that shot, here it is, right here. Let's do it like this. That shot was the first time I used a Fuji, and I shot this with the 56. But that shot that you said you liked, Woo, it's that same vibe. Ever since I took that shot, this has become one of my like types of shots that I always take. And that's the thing that's cool. I really like getting to a place where you find certain shots that you just always take. Like, you get used to taking them. It's a part of developing your own style, you know? And that's what helps me also not worry if I didn't get, like, the shots that I think I needed on a wedding day. Because, I base feeling like I have enough photos off of at least getting my core shots. Like, I have a set of core shots that I usually always take. Is it not syncing? What happened? Sync it. Lightroom. What happened? Is it doing this thing again? What is the issue, yo? The buttons aren't working. Yo, what is wrong with... Is it my computer? Bro. This is why. This is horrible. Guess we gotta restart Lightroom again. Well, yeah, I went back in the edits because I synced the black and white. But then after that, it should have, like... I was clicking on things. Like, I wasn't able to click on anything. See, look, I can't even quit Lightroom. It's beach balling on me. This is the worst. Wow. Force quit. Ugh. Okay. Everyone was like, "Whoa, your editing is going so smoothly." Maybe it can't handle. It's just pretending like it can. All right. Please insert the coin. Let's see if this wants to work this time. Sync settings. There we go. Is it that hard? Then we're going to go in and make sure these are straight. This one can move over just a tad. We're gonna get rid of this annoying box as well. I'd be saying a few obscenities. There we go. Here's another one. This one was with the 23 f4, which is pretty much like an 18. I'm gonna crop in just a little bit to get closer to those chairs. And then I'm also gonna remove this box. I hate that box. It like kills the symmetry. And I know like you have to have stuff in places sometimes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. These are basically the same, so we'll get rid of one of them. Here's a different angle just to have it. As y'all can see, because we were inside and it wasn't very bright, and I'm at f4 because that's wide open for the lens, I'm shooting at a low shutter so we get the motion blur on the fan, which is fine. Yeah, this removal is doing really good. Couple more getting ready type shots. These are the same. I like this one better. Really made it look more realistic with the flower petals. I mean, yeah, you did a really great job, actually. I got back home and I was looking through the photos. And honestly, I feel like this is probably one of the closer styled shoots that I've ever gotten to really look like an actual wedding. Like, even me going through everything that I 5-starred has more of an actual wedding feel to it. It doesn't just feel like, here's a styled shoot. Like all the styled shoots. This actually kind of looks like a wedding. Like, I can pull photos from this in my own portfolio and no one's gonna just immediately be like, oh, that's a styled shoot. Yeah. Like, I can put these photos out and they look like a real wedding. I'm curious, I wonder if we could put guests in the seats. You think Photoshop AI can handle it? I'm scared. Should I try it? Actually, no, it can't do it because it's not going to be able to handle faces and stuff. Do it. I'm scared. I'm scared. So at this point, I was using a flash. That's why my shutter is 1/25, because that's the sync speed for the GFX 102. Edit in Photoshop. Why is he doing this? Okay. Here's the moment of truth. So I guess if they were standing, they'd probably be around yay tall, because that's where her head is. And then I guess I'll put standing wedding guests. I didn't love how orange it was, so I definitely used luminous. Yeah, it's very orange, but it's a barn. Oh, I'm scared. Oh no. If they were sitting, honestly, that's not so bad. It's not great, but why GFX shutter speed maintain 125? The XT5 shutter speed maintain is 1/60. I think XT5 is 1/250 for the sync speed. I'm pretty sure GFX 102 it's just put in a bunch of brides. Yeah, this is not good. What if we do like sitting wedding guests? The only thing I wished I had done was move the food in the dining room with the tape. Oh yeah. It's just like changing the chairs. It like doesn't know what to do. Yeah, like Photoshop, it's not. It didn't do it. Couldn't do it. These are like the same. I guess I'll sync the settings. I don't know why this little box bothers me so much, but I can't stand it. My boss just came in here asking who I was talking to, and I said Magenta Man. So the lenses I had were a 55, which is closer to a 35, and an 80, which is closer to a 50. So it's essentially, I'm shooting on a 35 and a 50. To be technical, I think it's more like a 45 and a 60 something. This will be nice black and white. Yeah. And then from here, let's see. Sometimes the Lightroom remove, if you give it too big of a job, it actually struggles. Moment of truth. What was the aperture you could go for that? So the reason there's so much more bokeh on it is because it's medium format. So the bigger your sensor is, actually the first one was better, right? Yeah. The bigger your sensor is, the more background separation you're going to have. So both of those lenses were 1.7. But it's medium format. So it just has way more background separation. zoom in and then do it. It's probably the better choice. I'm just over here like, yeah, I'm just going to remove the thing. I'm definitely going to have to zoom in. So this shows you how big the files are, right? So this is 100% zoom. The files are huge. Like, I have to zoom to 25% to even, like, be able to see stuff and not be super zoomed in. I think getting rid of the top may be enough. The table legs here, they don't look bad, so I don't mind them. They're also blurred enough that it's not going to matter. I zoom in on all of it to be a lot better about the remove. So yeah, that's probably the better choice. Don't be like me. Yeah. I guess I could do this chair if I wanted to be extra. Is that rain? Oh, wow. The sky just opened up. Did it do it? Oh. There. Nice. We just need less busyness behind. Like, I don't mind this. It's not that much of an issue. Did I straighten this? I did. It doesn't look straight to me. How many of these shots did I take? Let's sync these settings between these. And then again, the nice thing about these GFX files is if I still felt like this wasn't close enough, I can just punch in on it some more. Now this one, you can see more of what's happening. The black and white one, the way it's blurred, and because it's black and white, I feel like it's passable. But this one, you got to get rid of everything. This one's actually going to be kind of rough, I think. Pull back these yellows, pull back this orange. Good about there. The biggest thing again is making the skin tones natural. Did I leave that? I did. Fire extinguisher. Oh yeah, I guess in the exit sign. In this exit sign. Ta-da! This one still looks a little sloppy to me. Yeah. I mean, when the exit signs are too obvious, I mean, it's not. Like here, this is just too much. It's like red. It's just ugly. But normally I don't do this. It's just the tools have gotten so easy now that now I feel like it's almost in the range of being unacceptable if you're not removing it, because it's so easy to do. Like, you may as well remove it. But like this behind her head, I'm gonna leave that there. Like, it's not that serious. But yeah, before it was this easy, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna have to deal with some exit signs, because I don't have the time to do that. It was so hard before too. Clone stamping is great and all, but it was like a whole skill set. I was asking a couple of photogs in the area and told me I was being extra for removing them. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's easy now. So now that it's easy, I don't feel like you're being extra. But back in the day, And back in the day, I say that like it was so long ago, like it really was the other day. Like we just now got this AI removal. Hi John, you're a great inspiration all the way from South Africa. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Hope it's enjoyable. I'm gonna keep going for a little while longer, but I'll probably stop in an hour or two. I don't necessarily have to have these photos finished at this very moment. But on the same end, like I was saying earlier, I want to go ahead and get a video out for this session. And to do that, I need the finished photos. Trying to give Lightroom less to think about. Oh, that's my Osmo. Was this in the other picture too? That black and white by itself hid so much in the photo. Why does it keep putting a line there? I want to get rid of the tripod, not add something. Oh yeah, it is still there. But see, this is what I'm talking. This is what we were talking about with the pixel peeping. Like you could sit here for hours removing things if you want to sit around and pixel peep. Because you'll always find something that's like, oh, that shouldn't be there. This shouldn't be. That shouldn't be there. Oh, gotta move this. Gotta move that. That's not good. And then next thing you know, you're sitting here for the next 40 minutes removing things in a photo when you really didn't need to. Half the time, people don't even see it. Thanks for sharing so much. It's always been valuable to see how other photographers are doing their work. You're welcome. Yeah, I love seeing how people do their work and approach everything. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't mind it. Again, I'd rather it be something than nothing at all. It doesn't need to be perfect. Yep. I don't know what that is in the ceiling in the way back on the right hand side of the vent. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, for me it's starting to take it too far at that point. Remove every vent, remove every exit sign, remove it is like, okay. I'm trying to live my life, not edit photos. Nothing to apologize. We all left our stuff back there. Let's see if it can get rid of this one thing for once. Whole Foods. It wants it there. I want you to remove it. Okay, so first we'll do this part, and it should be able to get rid of that. Oh, just walk away. But see, look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, really? Lightroom. Okay, at this point, this looks like a job for, Oh, you walked away when I was talking about the medium format stuff? And how bigger sensors make more background blur. Make the size of the brush smaller. I think because the color is about the same as that wood post, Lightroom thinks it's supposed to be there or something. Yeah. Lightroom thinks it's a part of like the post. Lightroom's removal stuff is not as good as Photoshop. And I feel like they did that on purpose to make you still need Photoshop. Okay, we're in Photoshop now. And Photoshop should be able to do it. I feel like a kindergartner drawing. See that? Photoshop is so much better at it. The removal tool in Lightroom is it's not. Everything that's harder to do in Lightroom, Photoshop usually handles it like with flying colors. And it always makes me sad that it works like that too, because I'd be like, I just want to be in Lightroom. I don't want to have to go back and forth between both of the apps, but it just works so much better. Okay. So hold on, the hue of this orange is, then I'm gonna pop in here with these and sync these settings. I should have raised my flash power. Oh my god, white balance. Let me center him up a little bit. Yeah, I think Photoshop comes with the subscription. Like right now I'm on the photographer only subscription. So I get Lightroom, Lightroom CC for like the iPhone and stuff, and I get Photoshop. And that's it. It's like $10 a month. I'm gonna sync from these. Yeah, I really should start stopping down more often. Now, I don't need everyone to be in perfect focus the whole time, but you can definitely tell that like it's focused on her. Firefly? I don't even... I'm not familiar with that. Wait, so the generative AI is not part of Photoshop is what you're saying? I was using the Photoshop beta. Maybe that. So you only have a set amount of credits? Did I find myself a loophole by accident? Because, yeah, I use the beta. We about to sync all these photos and see what happens. Not too bad. Some of these still need some more adjustments. Oh, did I miss focus? Oh no. Maybe? It looks back focused. I think it is. I hate when you have a dope shot and you like back focused and you're like, oh. It would have been great. But I just happened to back focus it just enough. Just enough to ruin the photo. Maybe it's just in the monitor blur. That can be it too. Sometimes it doesn't load the photo fully. I do think I have it set like that. It's under performance, I think. Enable, yeah, use smart previews instead of original. This will allow increased performance, but may display. So it's like some of that too. Might be a portion of what's happening. This one looks like it too, though. I think I may have just missed. So I know most of the day I kept switching between continuous autofocus and not. And I don't like the continuous autofocus. And I'm thinking between that and shooting at f1.7 was probably the reason that was happening. Oh, did I put my music to loop? I didn't. Uh-oh, Lightroom, this is the first time it messed that up. I have one question. Why using flash shutter speed is around 125? I think that's just the camera. That's how they made it. It's in the, I think it's in the, let me see if I can, oh no. GFX 102 manual. Just don't know the classic system well enough for client work. What do you think are the benefits of Lightroom Classic, and is it necessary to use for efficient wedding flow? I would say that it is fairly necessary for weddings. The main advantage you're getting is file operation, like file, the way you sort all your files in your different weddings. All this right here on the left, this is really what you're gaining. Lightroom CC doesn't have a nice way to categorize all your stuff, and it can become a mess, and you can end up losing photos, which is like the last thing to do as a wedding photographer. Hey, remember watching some of your videos last year? It's funny I catch you live one day after sending out my first full wedding gallery. Let's go! Appreciate the content. I'm glad it's helped out. How'd the wedding go? Was it good for you? Was it easy? Did you like your photos? Does it tell you the sync speed? I'm about to just... Oops. GFX 102 flash sync speed. Yeah, it's 1/125th. The maximum flash sync speed is 1/125 for standard flash types. For higher shutter speeds, you will need to use high speed sync. So yeah, you pretty much are stuck with 1/125, or you're using high speed sync the whole time. And that's just the GFX. The sync speed changes per camera. And I don't know the technicalities behind that, but it is what it is. I know that much. Wow, the magenta is the main culprit right now. Yeah, I'd say I liked them, and it went better than I thought, especially the wedding photo shoot I was most scared about in posing. Still have a lot to learn. That's awesome. Otherwise, really happy. And see, that's all it takes. Like, do your first wedding, get through it, be happy with the photos, and make the couple happy, and like you've done your job. Then you can work on getting better, getting more efficient, getting like a process and stuff. But that's great that you were able to pull it off and you were happy with it. See, this is another example, right? Lightroom's over here struggling. If I take this thing into Photoshop, it's going to be like, great, I know how to do it. And it's like, why couldn't you have just done that in the first place? Now I got to go all the way over here to Photoshop and making a whole ordeal out of it. Lasso this thing real quick. Like, why? Why is it so much easier for Photoshop to do? Like, aren't they basically the same program? I mean, I guess they're working off of different systems or something, but it's annoying that it's so much better in Photoshop. Hands down the most annoying. Then I gotta wait for Photoshop to save it. And then now I have a TIFF file that I can't edit any further if I wanted to make any additional edits to it. It's annoying. Do you ever mask the subject to fix the skin tones? Sometimes. It depends. I don't mind these skin tones. I think this looks okay. The whole room is kind of rough in general, but I don't mind this. But I think one of my preview photos, I definitely did that in. I'm almost done. I wasn't planning on doing all this. I do this sometime. I'll skip around. I try my best not to skip around, but... Uh-oh, what'd I just do? Oh, why'd it go back to the top like that? Yeah, like here, I should be able to just go ahead and... I mean, yeah, I definitely do it sometimes. I'm getting decent results out of these photos. Uh-oh. So I'm okay with it, but yes, there was like 1 or 2 pictures that I had to... go ahead and paint in some changes and stuff. Yeah, like these are all fine. This rain is coming in. I'm glad I used auto ISO. Actually, let me take this ND filter off. My camera over here is struggling. Had the ISO way up at like 3200 because it was like, it's dark. Why do I even have an ND filter? Why are you doing this to me? This is again what I was talking about earlier with the vertical and horizontal. When someone was asking why don't I use the crop tool for straightening the photos. I just feel like it doesn't make sense doing it in there. Any specific ND filters? Not really. Recently, and I might be doing a video of it soon, I was just sent the Peter McKinnon one. This one's cool. I like that it's magnetic. You can take it off easily. But I just buy like the generic ones from B&H. I can't remember what the brand of this is. Earth, URTH. But they just like, they change. They change all the time. So like the last time I had bought them, they were a different name, and I was just kind of like, okay. Now I'm getting lazy. I'm finding photos that I've already... May as well just sync the settings. Yeah, the lighting's all the same. That's why I see so many people, oh, I edit for hours. But how? Like, that was what, 10 photos just now? Yeah, like 8? And you don't even have to edit them. I think he was saying that he sees that I use the riser, or is it on there? Because that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, oh no, did I leave a riser on the thing? Yep, you gotta just make the decision. I try my best not to edit for hours. I can see how it can happen. But yeah, back when I was mainly editing myself, when I wasn't using Imagine for everything, this is literally how I would edit. I would edit one, select the rest, put in those changes. These are closer to same, so then I have to edit one. Removing dirt spots, yeah, I'm so mad. You remember the wind blew? So that's all these photos. I didn't do it yet, but yeah, that's the wind just blew all that dirt up on the flat lay. And I was like, man, now I gotta sit here and... Oh, thunderstorm. I might be jumping off of here sooner than I think. Look at this. It's so bad. Like, I was literally about to start taking the photos and the wind was like, nope. I'm gonna blow all this dust. Have fun with that. That one's like the worst. Also, too, I have a 100 megapixel camera, so like, you can see it, you know? Like, you can't get away from the fact that there's like dirt on the flat lay mat, and it's clearly obvious. Oh my goodness. The worst. Will the storm hit NC? I mean, it's here now, it looks like. We've been having a lot of thunderstorms recently. They're all back-to-back thunderstorms. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty normal for this area. Quinn will tell you, she's around the same type of weather. Like, it's very normal to get these super heavy, long thunderstorms. Very heavy thunders, real loud and stuff. It's very normal. Like, it's so normal around here that I endear thunderstorms. Like, I grew up sitting under the porch, you know, watching and listening to the thunderstorm, even hurricanes, because in Raleigh, we're like landlocked. So the hurricanes don't really make their way all the way in here. So not saying that they're not, like, they're definitely not safe. But in our area, for the most part, we're getting like downed trees a little bit, maybe a power outage. You know, hopefully a tree doesn't hit your house when it falls. That's like the worst. But outside of that, it's not that bad. Oh yeah, these cake cuts are one of the first sections out of a wedding that I'll go ahead and finish, because I'll come in here, I'll white balance it to look how I want it to look, and then just sync the photos, because especially since I'm using flash, like, they're all gonna look the same. It's not that big of a deal. So once it looks good, then I'm just quickly like sync, and that's it. I hate storms. I love them so much. I'm a fan. Now see, this first one was brighter than everything else, so now I can just come in and hit these with some exposure like this. And that's it. Like, that whole section's done. Hey, it's Dave. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Just editing from a styled shoot. An amazing styled shoot that I did with Quinn Photography in the chat. She put it all together. So it's her styled shoot. And she let me come along for the ride. I'm actually just about done with the photos, really. I end up getting bored and then I skip around. But yeah, we got the majority of it done. Give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna BRB. Okay. John is trying editing with 1 hour to have quickness. A sneak peek. I don't think nobody likes tornadoes. We don't really get tornadoes around here. And I am definitely happy about that. Tornadoes are not. Thunderstorms, you can be like, yay, this is great. I love thunder. Oh, see, this is what I was even talking about. Like, this is too bright now, which I didn't realize. But now it's only a TIFF, so I can only do but so much to it. I always I feel like I overexpose my photos all the time. And then I come back to look at them and I'm not happy at the fact that they're overexposed. It's like, but you edited it like that, man. That's my gripe right now with Imagine. Imagine AI is great, I love it, but I overexpose my photos, so my photos are overexposed, because then that's how Imagine learns to edit. So I get the photos back and I'm always like, man, all these photos are overexposed, but Imagine's like, that's how you told me to edit, bro. So it's really my own fault. I'm like mad at everything for my own issues. Oh, see. So much cropping range. Anytime we have thunderstorms, there's always a tornado watch. I mean, yeah, we get tornado watches too. Whoa, chasing tornadoes? That's crazy, yo. But see, that shows you the difference. I didn't grow up around tornadoes, so I'm like, I can't. Y'all see how much the colors change after taking out all of that orange? Or excuse me, not the orange, the yellow. Yellow is that silent killer. Like, you'll forget to deal with orange, or I keep saying orange. You'll forget to deal with yellow. And you'll go back and look at the photos and be like, wow, all I had to do was take some of that yellow out, and next thing you know, it's great. Boost the magenta. I'm actually having to remove magenta in most of these photos. Mainly because there's too much orange from all the wood. So because of that orangey wood color, we're getting a lot of yellow. We're getting a lot of like pink magenta. We're getting a lot of orange, and it's just like it looks bad. See there? So that was removing a lot of yellow, removing some orange, and actually taking the magenta out to get more natural skin tones. And that was like the only way I was able to get natural skin tones. Oh, audio is still peaking? Well, first off, let me turn the music back down. Is that what they call tungsten? Yes, but in this case, it's not necessarily the lights. It's a barn. Like, that's the hardest part about barn weddings, is you're in a space that's orange. That's just, it's wood. Wood is orange like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. And you have to find a way to like get rid of all the oranges and yellows without killing the colors on your couple. I mean, I could be extra and I could select them and change the colors on them alone. I could do that. There's a lot of things I could do, but again, I'm not going to spend that much time. This turned out great. We don't need 2 of these. We should be able to sync these. Yeah, and then the exposure is a little hot. This one should be fine. These ones are better because the windows behind me, this one won't be fine. This one will be rough. This one will be black and white. I don't even feel like doing all that. But yeah, the window, I'm shooting with the window light this time, so it's kind of negating a lot of that orange yellowy. But with them backlit like this, I'm getting all the room's ambiance, which is just like orange yellow. We didn't have the lights on much in this. No, we didn't. I don't think any lights were on. Yeah, because I was using a flash. We were just using window light at that point. I should be able to sync this across all of these. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, this is definitely like a harder white balance situation. Than most. Looking at your photos is making me realize I need to work on my composition, especially during the post editing. And yeah, it's, as far as composition, it really comes down to what you like for your composition. As y'all know, I'm a very center focused type. I usually compose very center focused. Sometimes I'll rule of thirds, but I don't think it's like important or a hard rule that like has to be done. Also, the nice thing with center focus, like what I did with this shot, if you have a camera with enough resolution, with all the new AI stuff now, you can take a shot that was center focused that was vertical and switch it to horizontal or vice versa. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Better just a tiny bit. But yeah, see, like this is technically kind of rule of thirds. Like, it's not that I only shoot center focus. Easier to hit focus. It's easier in general. And if you're, as a wedding photographer, getting the shot, getting it right, getting it nice and clear matters more than being like, I took the most creative photo with the perfect rule of thirds and the perfect, you know, whatever. It's like, that's great. And there's people who do it. There's people who pull off like just absolutely ridiculously awesome photos, and that's great. I see you have horizontal and vertical. Yep, I like to do both if I can, where I can. See, I overexposed all of this. Best advice for someone with some wedding photography experience and some portfolio but no booking clients. So I'm currently dealing with the same thing as well. And the biggest thing I would say is just getting connected locally. That's what I'm working on as well. Doing something like we have here, this styled shoot at a venue. It's going to be a great way to get your name out there. It's going to be a great way. The venue is going to share your photos. If you have any local like wedding expos in your area, get in front of people physically. Make your websites good. And then that's honestly about it. Advertise. I still need to work on my advertisements. Okay, these are all kiss photos. I'm gonna black and white this one. I would love to do some styled shoots, although I'm more into doing portraits. Yeah, I mean, styled shoots, you could shoot them in a way that felt like portraits, which is the cool part about it. There's nothing on TV but hurricane stuff, but I'm in the ER. I'm pulling my phone out to see you live. That's awesome. Welcome to the stream. Sucker for I love a good black and white. I love a good black and white. So I'm not fully done with this section, but let's take the ceremony photos and do the same thing I was doing earlier, where I pull them all together just to make sure they're not sticking out too much. Fairly cohesive. A lot of these aren't edited yet down in here, but does anyone else ever use the survey mode? I'm a huge fan of the survey mode. Being able to see all the photos together. Also, this shows you how many black and whites I typically do. This is a good spread of how many black and whites I do. There's like a nice handful within each section. Are you using presets now? If yes, where can we get these? Yeah, they're my presets. It's my personal preset, the natural fills preset. I think my chatbot, does it have a thing maybe? I don't remember how it works. I don't remember how it works. I don't know how my own chat box works anymore. Oh, I see. I was doing it totally wrong. Does it work? No? Okay. Oh, there it goes. There's my preset there. So it's the same thing I'm using. Like what you see me using here is what I sell as well. So it's literally my preset. I just let people use it. I kind of don't care. Some people are like, oh no, why would you ever do that? Why not? It works. I believe in it. So I want to share it with people. Yep, just about done. These are looking good. I got all these, but I have to go in and get some of that dirt out, which is going to be annoying. But yeah, that's almost the whole shoot. About 264 photos. It's a pretty good little turnout. So what I'll do when I'm fully done, hey, welcome to the stream. We got India in the house. Is I'll go through and I'll AI denoise all the photos. I usually do that. I'm a big fan of the AI denoise. It almost sharpens your photos, which is kind of cool. So I'll run all this through the AI denoise, and then I'm going to export it, and then I'll run it all through Evoto. And then do some AI sharpening and grain. Now the one photo I just did, this one here, this one might look cool with some tilt shift type stuff going on. So I might export it real quick and do a tilt shift thing on it. Sounds off? Oh no, it should definitely be on. The music's lower because people complained it was too loud the last time I streamed, but can you hear me? Yeah, so let's try this out. So I'm gonna export this. And I'm gonna open it in exposure 7. Yes, and then they get upset when the photos do not turn out well. What are we talking about? People are holding on to their cash and cutting costs these days. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that's happening right now. Is a lot of people are just not. So what am I looking for? Here's bokeh. And I'm gonna do a traditional lens. We can do like a 50 mil. So it's not too blurry. So I could do this circular one, but I don't know if that's gonna show the way I want it. What I usually like to do is the lines. And we can do a single line like this since it's so low on the shot. And give it that like tilt shift kind of look. Yep, it's too close to their head, so I gotta move it up some. There we go. Yeah, so I love doing stuff like that too. I'm sorry, we complained about your loud. If you're shooting in the dark or at night, you usually use LC or AD flashlights? Yeah, it depends. It depends. Generally, though, I'm never in like a fully dark room, so it depends on the shooting situation. Almost there, so close. I'm back. What it do? No. Oh yeah, all of these are edited already. These can all be synced. Does this have the settings on it still? It does. So I can just sync all of these. Yep, and they look just fine. This one needs some removal. And hopefully Lightroom can do it this time. The music was definitely too loud last time though. It's not even a complaint. I went back and rewatched it and it was not good. That was awesome. Great job, Lightroom. You redeemed yourself. And then I'm pretty sure I can sync all of these as well. Yep. Then this one's fine because it's basically the same shot, but these will need some exposure. Then I can come in here and fine tune a little bit. I personally don't like these specific photos as much. The compositions and everything aren't as strong as I would like them to be. But they're fine. Like it's kind of whatever. And then this one, since it's GFX, I can just there. Yep, and there's that whole section. This can stand for a little bit more. These are basically the same. Sync this. Maybe it's not warm enough. It looks good. And then I should be able to sync all of these. Yeah, these turned out, you did a great job with the style shoot, like really. It turned out really good. The couple was awesome. They gave real emotions. We got the meat. There we go. So there's that whole section, and again, do this to make sure everything looks decent and cohesive. Did you guys get to eat all that? We did, and it was tasty. I did these cake cuts. I skipped this one. Here's a horizontal and vertical of these shots. So I can sync these up. Am I coming to the next? See, that's, you done started a thing. Quinn done started a thing. Now we're all gonna like plan out styled shoots. Every month or so. John Branch meetup styled shoots like twice a year. Did you get a cake? It was good too. I mean, I would really be down. I would really be down for doing like styled shoots. And the thing is too, the way we would do it is they wouldn't just be like normal styled shoots. We could do like a meet and teach type of thing or something. Where like we're shooting and then I can like give tips and tricks if y'all want that type of stuff. Cause also too, I'm not gonna jump in here and act like, oh yeah, no one can take photos without me. But you know, if you have questions about something, like I'd love to give some support while we're actually shooting. Yeah, see, LS, the only reason you see me doing this is because it's easy to do now. Usually I never removed the exit signs like that. It was just too much effort. But now that it's pretty easy to do, I'm quick to just be like, great. Yes, give me 2 months ahead of time and I'll definitely be there. I still have my corporate job. Oh yeah. Magenta meetup. I hate how they'll do that to you with the corporate job. Like, you just have to like figure out the timing. And I mean, I might be able to do some on the weekends. Cause I know that's ideal for some people. For most people, it'd be more ideal. John, how you came into the photography and especially wedding? I just kind of started doing it. So it started officially out of a need. My wife wanted to be able to stay home with the kids, and I was gonna get a second job, but she told me to start a business. And at the time, I was okay with photography. A lot of people told me they liked my vision and my eye and composition. So I took it seriously. And I really just jumped into weddings. Like, I didn't do anything special. I didn't second shoot. I just started taking pictures of couples. And luckily, it worked out. And I didn't have any horribly bad experiences. I had a clay shoot that a few customers asked me to be there for. Also nice. I can use the Lightroom lens blur to get some more bokeh out of these lights. Honestly, half the time it really doesn't look that bad. It's actually pretty decent looking. Adding extra AI blur to GFX photos. There's something off about the color in these that I don't like, and I can't figure out what it is. Yeah, it's like too much magenta or something. Yeah, it looks pink. There's too much magenta. Today is the too much magenta stream, where every photo has too much magenta. Not too often you hear too much magenta, but it's there. It happened. Yeah, I sucked out too much of the orange, and the magenta is taking up too much of the space, so everything looks like pink. Straight loving the stuff. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's definitely pink. Oh, I think it's because I sucked all the yellow out of it. There we go. I got it. I think we did it. Do our survey mode. Yeah. These ones are still a little pink. Light Ridge Studio. What's up? Light Ridge, y'all. He helped me edit a bunch of my full wedding day videos. I have like 3 or 4 of them on deck currently, waiting for me to finally finish them. I can't wait for the next one. See, done started a thing. Done started a whole thing. Oh. There we go. Then I should be able to sync, yeah, between these. And then we can just pop in on this photo. Magenta Man, I've been shooting weddings for 2 years now, basically all thanks to inspiration that came from your streams. Nice. I've been on my wedding photography journey ever since. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. These are done. This is a little hot. Both of these could probably stand for a little bit of... These are pretty much done, but I gotta come back and get all that dust out. This one's a little hot. And yeah, so I just have this section here for the couple portraits. And I think that's it. Yeah, I just about got all the photos. Wow, y'all, that wasn't even that bad. What, 3 hours? Not bad. Okay, let me start off with this one. And see, this is ideal lighting and color for me. That gray and then the green in the background, everything's a little bit cool. This is like easy editing. Easy mode activated. Oh, wait a minute. We did these already. Any suggestions or guidance for a new wedding photographer? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. So that question in itself is a little hard, but the biggest thing is just to keep at it, keep advertising, keep reaching out to couples, you know, show off your best work at all times. And yeah, that's about it. I don't get into the nitty gritty of like how you're supposed to take photos and all this stuff. That is far in between. Take good photos, like learn that stuff and you can do it. But the photos, in my opinion, are not the most important part about wedding photography. They're obviously important, but there's more to it than just the photos. LS, thank you so much for that super chat. For some of your hippie coffee. Matcha, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Did I miss focus on this other one? Yeah, they turned out really good. They turned out really good, actually. I was honestly a little surprised myself. Like, I got some real bangers. Like, just hands down absolute bangers of photos. Oh no, we'll keep it color. Since you love matcha so much, you need to go to a cafe and try blueberry and lavender matcha. I've heard about that and I'm actually kind of curious. Yep, these turned out great. The lighting is overcast. It's a little overhead, so like she's getting some darkness in the eyes, but that stuff is gonna be fixed in Evoto, no problem. This is one of my standard shots that I always do of the bouquet, where you can kind of see the bride and the bouquet. Like if you ever find yourself in Newport News, Norfolk, or Smithfield, you can go to Cure Coffee House. Nice. And I'm not sponsored. What does it taste like? Can I explain? I don't know the best way to explain matcha. Cause so I drink it like straight up, just straight matcha. I mean, it's pretty much green tea. But instead of steeping the leaves and making green tea, they take the leaves and they grind it into a powder. So it has like a sweet, earthy kind of taste to it. Did you do skin touching as well? I did not. I'm going to do that in Evoto AI. So it's an AI way to do skin retouching. So to show you an example, let's take this photo, right? This will be a great example because we can see like a lot of her skin. So what I would do is I would export this. I guess I'll just export it there. Oh wait, no, hold on. So I go export this. I want to turn off this open in another application because I don't need that. So I'm gonna export it, and then I'm gonna go find the photo. So here's the photo export. So now we're gonna open up Evoto AI. Yeah, matcha is healthy for you. It's better than coffee. So here we are in Evoto AI. And so I'm gonna drop this photo in here. And so I created a preset in here that's for sharpening and grain. So it's going to sharpen this photo because I don't sharpen inside of Lightroom. It's going to add grain because I like that look. And it's also going to retouch her skin. So I'm going to turn that on. Actually, let me use this one here. And so now, oops, the retouching is on. Oh. Is my music okay? I can come in and see I can do freckles and acne, and it can get rid of most of that. It can body blemish, face reduction, all that, but we don't have any of that there. We got skin retouching here, so we have like body skin smoothing. Like I could crank that all the way up if I really wanted to. It doesn't look real at that point, right? It's too much, but body skin smoothing and things. Y'all see the before and after? Can you tell? Look, it's working on her chin a little bit there. All the body blemishing and freckles, you see it? So it's giving the skin a more even tone overall. Here on her arm too, it got rid of like a lot of the freckles. I'm gonna turn it down. It's a little much. So yeah, that's what I'll usually do for my skin retouching. What's the program? It's called Evoto AI. It also edits photos like you would in Lightroom, and you can use your own presets, which is really cool. But that's where I do my skin retouching, because again, that's another thing that I'm just not going to waste my time to do. It's too much. But Evoto AI can do it very quickly, so I'm not wasting my time. fire extinguisher gone. And then we'll sync settings. And there we go again. Was that it? Did I do it? Oh, I missed these. Like, yeah, normally I don't do this, but like this is just annoying. Thanks for sharing about Evoto. Yeah, it's great. It'll like literally retouch, and you can save your settings as a preset. Really, Lightroom? It's not that hard. So if you want to be like, every one of my photos, I know I'm going to do skin retouching and stuff, you can just save it as a preset. Let's do my preset. Let's do subject shadow save. Oh my goodness, that's way too much. Let's do sky save. And then we definitely need warmth and magenta. That feels pretty good there. Might bring those shadows down a little bit more again. And then I can take this and sync it to this one. Oh, did I sync the masking? I did not. Is it done on a JPEG? Yes. Now I don't have to do that, but I like to sharpen and grain on the JPEG stage. I think the photos look much better, but you can work from a full RAW. I could even show y'all real quick if you want to see it. The program is very impressive. Let's see. Let's take like this photo. Can I show in Finder? Yeah, show in Finder. Is it gonna give me the raw? Yeah, okay. So let me jump back in Evoto. I'll show y'all. So yeah, again, Evoto's like, it's a full program. So technically you could replace Lightroom with it if you wanted to. So I'm gonna take the raw file of this photo. So this is raw. So I already made my preset inside of here too, because you don't have to recreate your preset, which is probably the most impressive thing. All I did was take my XMP file that I already had and threw it inside of Evoto, because it'll take it. Like, does it have, yeah, if I add a preset, you can import presets, and see, it takes XMP files. So good. So I went ahead and took my natural fields, and then I resaved it with retouching on it. So it's like an Evoto specific version. So now we're working with a raw file. So I'll go through my normal process of like exposure, and it's a little cool. We need more magenta. And I'm gonna go to my HSL. Look, it's exactly the same, right? It's all the same. HSL here, so I'll go to my saturation, I'll turn my orange down just a little bit. Now the sliders are a little bit more touchy than they are in Lightroom. But aside from that, it feels good to use. I'm gonna bring these shadows down a tad. Maybe I'll bring that orange back up. I like it to be cool, but I also don't want to like lose the skin tone. So here's our before and after. That's pretty typical for the natural fills preset, so it looks good. And so this was all the editing up here in the top right. But then I can also come down to this part. And so this is, oh, it doesn't have my stuff saved. Let me zoom in so y'all can kind of see it. This is not the greatest example photo. So I can come in here now and make AI skin retouching edits. But you see, look, you can do it by male or female. So I can come in for him and do freckle and acne, and it'll clean him up. Body blemish. You can't really see his face, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Maybe we'll do skin retouch just a little bit. Then I'll go do female, same thing. We can do freckle and acne, maybe body blemish, eye wrinkle, dark circles. There's no glasses. We'll do eye bag, smile line maybe. Did y'all see the change? It's kind of hard to see some of the changes. We could do double chin. You saw that? It sucked her chin up. Face and body, skin smoothing. We can do... Where's the hair? Yeah, we can do stray hairs. I could do body reshape. Now this I wouldn't normally do a full body reshape, but you see that? So I could make them like super skinny if I wanted to. And it all does it through AI. So Evoto AI is free, and you don't have to pay for it. You pay per photo as you export, and so you buy credits. So every photo export is like a credit. I still like the process though of editing in Lightroom like this, and then exporting, and then applying sharpening and grain and like photo retouching on the JPEG. So see, here's the before of this one. You see all that on her skin, and it's a little drastic on her arms. You see how wrinkled his shirt is? Same with this photo. So yeah, it's cool. It's a cool program. Okay, I'm just about done at this point. So the last thing, I have to get rid of the dust on these photos. And normally what I do, which I was talking about, is I'm gonna go ahead and noise reduce all these photos. So I Command A to select everything. I'm gonna go into develop. We're gonna do denoise. And so now it's gonna denoise, you see 248 photos. I'll do about 40% denoise, and I'll literally do it on every photo. I don't even care. It like, because it's recreating the lines in the photos, it kind of makes it sharper. It's kind of cool. So I'll run it on everything. I just do it to do it. Honestly, there's really no point to do it like this because I'm doing it on photos that literally don't need it. But it always seems and feels like it makes the photos like cleaner and sharper, even if it's a photo where the like there was no noise. So I'll just do it on everything. Now, doing this takes forever. Like denoise on 248 photos. Like, I'm not gonna have y'all sit through the rest of this. The stream is basically done at this point. I'm just gonna wait for it to denoise. Any photos that have already been denoised or that are TIFFs or something, it won't do those, and it'll just skip them and be like, hey. But yeah, it's like I'm gonna let this run for the rest of the day at this point. This is the kind of thing where like when you're done with your photos, you just let it denoise and let it run overnight. And even leave it up so we can watch. Just zoom in on the thing. Oh yeah, it likes to kick me out of the view there. And so see, this is the kind of stuff I do that's just extra that honestly, like you don't need to do this. Oh, I missed photos? Oh well. Like you don't need to do this. No one needs to do this. Please don't do this. Don't be like John Branch denoises all his photos. Because this is my whole process. So I'll denoise, which takes forever, and then I'll also export it and then sharpen and grain in like Evoto or something after the fact. So it's like a whole process just for my exports now. I just love the way it ends up looking, so I do it. But it's not recommended. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna let this thing run. I'm gonna get these photos finished up, and I'm gonna start uploading them and sending them to the vendors. Took me about 3 hours to get through about 250 photos, give or take. Some of these don't need to be 5-starred anymore because I removed so much. And yeah, it should be great. I think the vendors are gonna love it. Photos look awesome. Thank you, Quinn, for having me. If anyone's checking out the description of the video, her Instagram is in there. She put this whole shoot together. It was her shoot. I was just a part of it and showed up. And yeah, if y'all thought this was cool, maybe I can start doing more meetups and or styled shoots like this at some point. They're not very easy to go like to put together. And honestly, like sometimes models need to get paid. So if I do one, they may be like a paid thing, but it won't be a lot. Especially venues, sometimes you got to pay venues as well. So again, we'll see what happens. But if y'all are down for styled shoots or hanging out with me and shooting together, I'd be totally open to doing more of it or something. And if y'all have anything going on in your area and you want me to come to it, like hit me up. Quinn will tell you I showed up for real. I came, I was there. Anyways though, thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna jump off of here and finish this up, and I have other work to do because people forget, as a self-employed wedding photographer, I'm self-employed, so I have to do all the admin work, all the emails, all that. Like I do more of that than photo editing and things. So yeah, anyways, thanks for hanging out, and I will catch y'all next time.